Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another episode of the Fables of Alaemyr. I'm your occasionally humble dungeon master, Jay Steiber, and leading our adventurers on our journey tonight. Let me introduce our heroes. First off, we have Nathaniel as the gallant and troubled sir. Words in order work out well. Alan Starr.
Sir Alan Starr is here.
We also have Ian, embodying the Timeless Warforged. Burke.
Voice line. Wait, no. Wrong
Catchphrase. It's catchphrase. Anyways, and finally we have Peercy channeling the music and hopeful nature of our confused bard, Talon Heartland.
Hey everybody, I'm a puppy.
You are a puppy. All right. Tonight we do not have Vesper joining us tonight, as she will be out this evening. But she will be in the background doing wonderful things. As you can see, she's been blackened out. So, before we get started, just want to remind everybody that if you want to delve even deeper, you can feel free to scan the QR codes right underneath my face. Cycling through, you can check out our website for histories of what we've done before, our socials with all the cool stuff that we like to post, as well as interacting with us on Discord. With all that said, let's set the stage for tonight's adventure, shall we? So last episode, our heroes were, once again, just cannot catch a break. They are constantly having to track down these kids. They were able to, after a lot of hard work and narrowing down what was going on, they discovered that the vampire general Yuri was in possession of these children, and was flying through the air on his way to what was presumably Willard's workshop. Our heroes
to the west.
To the west, maybe possibly east, but definitely west. Directions are hard, and that is something that the worst part is I have the map in my head. I know exactly where things are. I can point to it. But knowing the cardinal directions, not always something that happens in the head. Anyways, y'all were able to discover where they were going. They were going west, I swear. And unfortunately, as y'all have not slept in over 48 hours, it was time to sleep. So having a decent plan, and after seeing into the past of different possibilities, you also got a chance to see Willard's workshop getting made. And having a good idea of what it looks like and the layout and where your quarries are, you go to bed with the intention of getting a quick, long rest and getting ready to head out the next morning. So, without further ado, I think we'll start here. You all wake up the next morning. Well, actually, it's not the next morning. You wake up 8 hours later, around 6 p.m., early evening on Sever Day, the 1st of Ingot. Rested, recuperated, and ready to make this happen.
Okay. I'm gonna go knock on Sir Star and Burke's doors.
I mean, Burke's just standing outside.
Knock on Burke.
Burke is standing outside Sir Star's door.
Burke, who had been completely motionless, his eyes flare up a little bit and he turns to look at you.
Ready to do this?
It's go time.
A door opens and Sir Star appears. Finally. Let's finish the job.
Yeah.
Or the task. I guess we're not being paid. Well, I guess we're being paid in goodwill. Nonetheless. Let's save them.
Definitely. Knock on Vesper's door.
Yeah.
Knock on Vesper's door.
She
waking
opens up. Yeah.
Oh.
I
Okay.
mean, for simplicity purposes. Yes. Yeah. She is there. I feel weird about role-playing Allie's character,
Don't.
but here we are.
She
All
doesn't
right.
have to wake up.
Okay, we can make it that way. She doesn't wake
Never
up.
again.
She is sleeping. She
Right.
got pricked by a thorn, and she's magically asleep. Sorry, guys. New quest for everyone.
All right, Vesper's not with
We all look at each other and think of some fable we heard as we were children about kissing a sleeping maiden.
I'm not gonna
Burke
be
puts
the one
on
to
the
do
lipstick.
that. Okay.
Well, you would be Talon would be the only one that
Oh no,
might
I'm
have
not doing
consent.
that.
I don't have
Not
consent.
with-
I
not-
wouldn't.
Not while. Nope. We'll just. She'll be okay. We'll come back. I'm sure we can do it
Surely.
without her.
Surely.
We'll be fine, right? We'll be fine. Please
Everything
tell me
is
we'll be fine
fine.
without her.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah. In this weird quasi-universe of her being here, not here, she is simultaneously with you guys and asleep in a room at the same time. Cool. Great. 3 of you head to grab your things and get ready. You promised to speak with Verona before you left in the morning, or I guess in this case would be the evening, before heading out. You have all of your gear together and you're ready to go.
Do we have the dire wolves again?
You haven't grabbed them yet. They were restabled when you got back this morning, before you went to bed.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Yep.
All right, where are you headed to?
Trod the fuck over to the stables, I guess.
Okay. So you head into the stables just outside of Rosewood Place, which is where you guys are staying, and collect your direwolves. Excuse me. The stable mistress kind of gives you an inquisitive look as you ask for your dogs, your wolves. Where are y'all headed?
Children.
Just nod.
She kind of has a bit of a smile and says, "Well, maybe you should go speak with Verona before you head off."
So we'll come back for the wolves.
Yeah. Let me. We'll find out if you still need them when you get back.
Oh. Okay.
Burke starts heading off in that direction, and as soon as we're out of earshot, he says, "Well, they're dead."
Oh no.
Well, Sir Star says, already from atop Shadow, I didn't have much hope that we would find them alive.
Or vampires.
No, that would be an interesting turn. Literally.
Talon legit looks like he's being stabbed every time you guys say something. No, that can't. But I made an oath. I made a promise.
One, this is a lesson in making promises that you can't guarantee, but two, I wanted to save them just as much as you. I don't know. Maybe life has just made me a bit more cynical than you.
Let's go, Talon. And Burke will pick Talon up, wedding carry style, and start bringing him if he starts straggling behind.
The funny part about that is I pictured Burke throwing him over his right shoulder, but I pictured everything else exactly the same way you said it. Yeah, come on, Talon, just pick him up, throw him over your shoulder. But wedding style is way more romantic, and I appreciate that. Talon deserves it. He's a good bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been picking up people wedding style for this entire campaign.
Being
Why
more
stop
stop now. Exactly.
True.
All right. Well, Talon, you get to carry Talon across the threshold of half the city as you head to the Heartkeepers Guild, where Verona is giving a recitation, I think that's the word I'm looking for, of evening prayers. for all of the apprentices that are there, that are sitting around out in kind of picnic table style benches out behind in the open space in the Heartkeepers Guild.
It's a eulogy.
Burke lets Talon off gingerly, and then we'll just stop and wait a little bit farther away to avoid talking to sad people.
Sure.
Why don't everybody give me a series of insight checks, please?
Okay.
I probably
Insight
need a
for
character
everyone.
sheet for that.
And maybe some dice too. Why not?
15 for the first
19.
Ooh.
Oh, did you say a series? How many did you
No,
want?
sorry. One from each of you. And in my
Oh.
brain, that's a series because there's 3 of you, and you roll 3
There's-
rolls.
A type of series. It just wasn't a clear enough series.
Mm-hmm.
My dice are still loading.
Stupid digital slow dice.
8.
Okay. Yeah. Burke, it's a religious thing. Clearly, they are deep in discussing their mortality with their higher beings, and that's weird.
Burke stands exactly where he is. Like, he lets Talon down and doesn't take another step.
Talon, with your 15, you notice that there is no sense of melancholy in this group. The Heartkeepers and the apprentices are quite happy. They're chipper. They're kind of. You see people speaking excitedly to each other. You see some of the kids that are, well, most of them are heads down in prayer. Many of them are kind of poking each other. It's kind of a good, cute.
Slice of life.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Sir Star, you, as you're looking around, see the 3 kids that you were sure would be in Willow's clutches right now, sitting next to each other on a picnic bench at the back of the courtyard. Each of them have a big, heavy cloak over them, but they have some, if albeit a bit sickly, they're smiling.
Sir Star's hand goes over to Talon's shoulder a bit too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Talon,
Yeah.
lift your spirits, my friend. Look.
Yeah, this doesn't sound
He
so
points
bad.
out the kids.
That's great. That's great. And he comes literally
Hey.
like running in, like hugging them, probably interrupting the ceremony, not
Oh,
trying to do
100%.
it on purpose, but like
You said there were 3 kids. Shoot, I never write names down. Is Boblin there? Or whatever the heck his name is?
Boblin?
The older one.
Yes.
He is one of the 3 kids? Okay.
Yeah. The 6 that were missing. I'll have to go back to my other notes. It has their names right here. Of course, I had it open because I'm a good GM. It prepares things.
All of the missing ones plus Boblin are there.
Yeah, and Boblin is a new one. They made a new kid and they inserted him in here. Thank you, Boblin.
Is how kids are made.
Yeah, they sometimes spawn. They randomly spawn new children.
That is exactly how Burke sees it. Thank you. I feel so seen.
We slay and wait for respawn after we loot. Oh, yeah, sorry, wrong game.
Wrong game. I mean, maybe right game, but wrong game. Amazing. All right. Kids, perfect. Yep. All right. So, the kidnapped children that you were seeking, that was definitely last time you saw them, under the arms of Yuri, are here. Look a little pale. Look a little twitchy. But
Like pale and twitchy like a vampire.
I mean, the sun's still up, so not like a very good vampire.
Oh, good.
I mean, I'd say yes, but then I'm pretty sure Burke would murder the kids and then just make this whole rescue pointless. Seems right. Yeah. Verona kind of stops her recitation and just smiles and kind of comes over to you, Talon, and the kids and kind of kneels down next to them. Yes, yes, they're back and they're fine. And we thank you for all your hard work. And she kind of ruffles the hairs of two of the kids.
Yeah. How... Great. Who did this?
She kind of smiles. Well, there was myself, and your friend Zeus offered to help.
Oh.
Elenda, she got us there, and your friend. Nope, it was during daylight. It couldn't be Rogers, excuse me. And strangely enough, Dave came with us as well.
Dave?
He insisted. He was the one who saw where we needed to go. And he said his God was with him. Wasn't going to turn down the help. And snatch and grab, I believe, is the common nomenclature.
Oh.
So, we got, with a lot of luck and a lot of help, we were able to make it happen. I'm pleased to say that, well, they are physically fine, and they should be fine emotionally as well. They're back with their family.
Good. That's great. That's great to hear. Just kind of look back at Sir Star.
I appreciate knowing we have capable allies now.
You're not responsible for everything.
It
This is our home too.
has felt otherwise for too long.
You've been here a couple of. You've been here 2 weeks. Dramatic much?
No, I don't.
I will just say that time has worked differently for us in recent history.
Talon just gives her big eyes like, that stuff I told you.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Well, feel free to take the rest of the day off. We were just sitting down to dinner. Would you care to join? And she kind of has, picks up a couple of kids and moves them into another table, give you guys a little bit of room to have a seat and to eat with them.
Yes.
So
I'd love to.
Star quickly moves for a bowl.
Okay, great. It's a simple stew, hearty, with some root vegetables, potatoes, and some sort of meat. Probably not human. Almost 110% not human.
Thank you for clarifying that oddly specific thing.
Probably not vampire also. Also probably not vampire.
Could be Kabul.
Ooh, it's got to be Elvin.
There's a non-0% chance that it's elven. But even more likely, it's probably venison.
Oh, venison's so good.
Indeed it is. And you are able to take some time and take a win that you didn't do everything for. If, as you look around, you can see Zeus that is actually there right now and is kind of eyeing you guys as you're eating and gives you a little bit of a wave and a really proud smile on his face.
The waves Zeus over to sit down with us.
He closes the book that he's currently reading, or that he's been leaping through, excuse me, and heads over to your table.
If Burke sees that Zeus goes and sits down, he'll go sit down with y'all too.
Mm-hmm. Felt good to get back into the field again, though I can't say I want to do that too often.
Which field?
He looks at Burke and... The one with all the dead trees and vampires. Said with a completely straight face.
Bert
Thank you.
just reaches into his maw, pulls out a map, and unfolds it slowly as everybody else continues talking.
Sir Star sees a map come out and his eyes start moving over from his bowl.
Thank you, Zeus.
Of course. We're all working on this together. There was... We couldn't let those little ones go. I've seen what that man is capable of, and there was a chance to stop it, so we did. And we got very lucky. I think Yori's going to be extraordinarily pissed at me, so I'm going to stay here for a little while, or behind other great walls, because that was terrifying.
You could have woken us up.
Seemed like you needed the rest. And as Verona said, not everything falls on you.
That is so refreshing. And hard to tackle at the same time.
It is still incredibly hard to lean on others.
Well, based on what we're trying to accomplish, I suggest you start to learn, because, you can't... He kind of lowers his voice conspiratorially. You can't overthrow a government with just the 5 of us. 5 of you.
Well, what do you think I'm doing here? I've started already. I successfully hidden for 70 years. And now I risk myself, learning to lean on my friends. But I could have been hidden still.
I'm glad you're among us, Star. This journey wouldn't have been the same without your counsel. Those decades of darkness never felt so bright as when you would share your words with us in the morning. It's a weird way to say that, but what I mean is that I very much value your counsel and your guidance, and I care.
Thank you. I really appreciate hearing that. But the more I lean into all of you and the more I trust, it seems the brighter my light shines. And you all seem to enjoy the way my light shines, so thank you.
He kind of blushes at you a little bit. Oh, of course. Anyway, how are you going to spend the rest of the weekend? He kind of just kind of fumbles for something to say.
Going to tear.
Oh, okay.
Me, you don't have to. I have to do a thing. I've got to meet with Lord Hartford, and so hopefully Alinda is able to go.
As a quick reminder, that is on your calendar. You've talked to Lord Hartford that you were going to pick him up on the 6th, which is 6 days from now.
Oh, it's still 6 days from now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it was just 8 hours that you guys had. So it's on Io Day, the 6th of Ingot, is when Elenda's planning to take you, Talon, over to Lord Hartford, and then pick them up and bring back to Rosebark for the meeting.
Yeah, but I thought we traveled for many days already to get the
You
kids
did
before.
rescheduled. You had a day earlier, and then you hit him up with a sending and asked him to reschedule to a time that would work for you, and you rescheduled to the 6th.
Okay.
That's what I have in my notes on my calendar.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I got nothing until then. Till that. Yeah.
I need to spend time with my subordinates. The Brotherhood of Progress.
Certainly.
Who?
I haven't had much time with them as of yet, but they came to me shortly after we saved Rosebark. And they are looking for a higher calling. There are 6 of them, and they're all from Rosebark, so they know each other well, but they're looking for a calling outside of Rosebark, and have asked for my help. So I need to spend some time with them. I need to help them create more of the brotherhood they need to protect each other from the dangers of the world when they leave these walls.
You've got brothers? Are they 70?
Not by blood.
Are they 70? Oh.
No. Maybe someday I'll recruit someone that age, but no, they're all young. They're all around 30. Strong, able. Some of them will likely look further to Alaemyr for strength and guidance. I have great goals for them and how they'll help us.
That sounds
In the
tactical.
world. It is.
Subordinates.
So this might be a good time to go through a series of downtime that we can get done. We can take this in kind of a week by week basis of what you guys want to get done in certain times. We'll do a bit of a round robin, and we'll probably be going for about pretty much the entire month of Ingot will be downtime. So you have a full month. I know there's certain things that each of you want to do. I'm going to kind of give a summary of what's going to be happening external to you guys, and then you can kind of figure out what you want to do, each of you guys then. So as I mentioned, Alenda will be going with Talon to Rosebark to pick up Lord Harold Hartford, and bring him back on the 7th. Alenda will be spending the next several days between now and when she returns Lord Hartford, minus the day of the 6th and 7th when she's not there, creating the foundation for Hartford Hall, doing a bunch of earth moving to dig out the foundation that we need before Verona can start with building out your lovely new base. She will be heading back on the 11th to her estates after spending about a week of making that foundation for you guys. At which point, Hartford Hall will start being, the lowest levels will begin to be grown. Those are the major events that I have on the calendar for this month. We can start with really the first week if anybody wants to do something before you head back, or we can move right into Talon and Alenda going to get Lord Hartford.
You said that they were going to Tier, right? I think you said Rosebark, but we are...
I'm sorry. Yes, they're going to Tier. Apologies.
Okay.
And, right, as well as Vesper is going to be heading with you guys to Tier, along to get Lord Hartford, and she'll be staying in Tier the rest of the month, as she's going back to school and is going to be auditing an accounting course.
So no assassinating a council member while we're in Tier, right? Because that's what Burke would pitch.
I mean, let's see what you guys want to do. I'm not here to yuck your yum, okay? If assassination was on the docket, assassination is on the docket, and we'll figure it the flip out. But also, I didn't expect everybody to be in Tier necessarily. Alenda's just taking Talon and Lord Hartford and then taking Vesper with because she wants to go back to school. But what you guys want to do from there is up to you.
So Burke, being absolutely immortal and like, well, not immortal, but like long-lived to all get out,
You could say
has
immortal. Immortal's appropriate.
very
enough.
little respect for time. So his decision making probably will have to do with what everybody else does. And if it is convenient to go murder a not counselor, a master of war, then he will absolutely go and try to do that. But I would like to see what everybody else is doing before Burke decides to do a thing.
Burke
We'll call
decides to
him
murder.
our Methuselah.
All right. Well, let's just start going around the table, and all right. So we're gonna go Burke last.
Yeah.
Let's say. All right. Let's say the first week. We'll just kind of break this up into each week or so. You're gonna have 5 weeks in this in this downtime, approximately 4.5. Talon, is there anything that you would like to do before heading to Tier to go
Just-
pick up Lord Hartford?
Use stone shape every day to help Alinda. Really, like, instead of help Alinda, like, whatever Alinda builds, if it's something we can shape, like, oh, we need the secret door part here, we need this little thing here,
Sure.
needs to be a little latch. That's it.
Great. Why don't you give me an Arcana roll, please?
Sure. That's pretty good. Total of 19.
That's quite good, actually. Yeah, you're able to act as an incredibly effective assistant with Alenda as you are attempting to begin to hollow out what's going to be your secret base, the secret basement for Hartford Hall. It gets done a little bit faster than expected, and yeah, it goes very well.
Sweet.
I'll give you some mechanical benefits with that later. Okay, cool. Sir Star, before people start leaving Rosebark, what would you like to do? Keep in mind there are several weeks, and we can, if you want us to keep working with the Brotherhood of Progress, we can keep doing that kind of stuff as well.
He wouldn't really be on a time frame of getting anything done before the rest of the people leave. He wouldn't go unless they needed him or like specifically asked him. He would just
Sure.
continue working with the Brotherhood of Progress. He would likely start out with going over, like, taking the Brotherhood to the Church of Alaemyr and just going over a lot of the teachings of Alaemyr to instill like the need for protection.
Okay. Why don't you give me a persuasion or performance roll, whichever you wish.
Okay. That is a 21.
Oh, fuck yeah. What did you roll? Jesus.
A 13.
Very nice. All right. So out of the 6 members of the Brotherhood, 3 are very much moved, as you can see. Oak, Eucalyptus, and Ash are the 3 members that you think may take up the cloth in some respect, whether paladin, whether it's a cleric, but they are moved by your sermon, and you can see that they spend that time more invested in scripture and reading and study and prayer than the remaining 3 members. They seem less moved, but still respectful.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
And like he would instill that as well. There's no need to join. It's just that the teachings are important. That's a lot of his focus. But getting 3 of them is awesome.
Yeah. So those 3 will be taking, as moving forward, they will be doing some levels of cleric or paladin moving forward. Cool. That's what you do in that first week. And Burke, on to you.
Burke would probably spend some time catching up with Kestrel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would necessarily be a whole week thing, but there's been a couple developments since he last saw Kestrel that he just has not had the chance to discuss with them yet.
Do you want to take this into some RP, or do you want to just story over it?
Yeah, we could do some RP.
Okay. All right. You find Kestrel working in a workshop that is Rosebark's guild district. You hear the rhythmic banging of a hammer on steel and the hiss of quenching metal. As you take a peek, and he is in there currently making some kitchen knives. It looks to be far too small to be tactical for any sort of battle. But you do see him sharpening and reforging knives for those citizens in Rosebark who need them.
Can I interrupt just for a moment?
Yeah, what's up?
Also, with him staying with Sir Star staying with the Brotherhood,
Yep.
he would actually have sent his what are they called again? Sunforged tools. No,
Okay.
Sunforged toolkit. He would have sent that with Burke, saying, "Hey, Burke, I don't think I'm going to get any use out of this over the next few weeks, but I know Kestrel is around, and he knows these tools much better. I would still like them back, but maybe he could use them for the next few weeks."
I will check. What are they?
He hands him a tool. He hands him a matchbox.
Yep. There is a wooden box about the size of a matchbox, with a stylized L on the back of it. There's a seam in the back of it that you can unfold and re-unfold and re-unfold until it is about the size of a work table. Legs extend to support it, and as you open up the final compartment, a series of tools resolve for whichever project that you're currently working on. Very, very magical crafting tools.
Burke absolutely doesn't open it and just takes the matchbook size box and is like, "Oh, thanks."
Just hand it to Kestrel like that. He'll understand.
He'll love
Just
it.
make sure he knows I want those back.
Thank you, brethren.
You're welcome, brethren. Did you want to join the Brotherhood of Progress? Do you have a moment to hear about our Lord and Savior Alaemyr?
Dracul is... And he trails off for a little bit.
Dracul is no longer your savior.
They get jealous, and Burke will just turn around and leave.
I think I might want to steal that. Just, if somebody comes to your door asking about their Lord and Savior, just tell them that yours gets jealous. I think it's even better if it's like either mythical or Cthulhu with a deadpan face. Yeah, the Cthulhu gets jealous. I can't pray to other ones.
Or
Fun
just
fact.
like, "Oh yeah, I've got a mistress in back. She gets jealous."
If I pray to other gods, that's very funny. Keep in mind, kids, if somebody asks you to convert to their religion, tell them your mistress wouldn't like it. Today's advice brought to you by people. Cool.
And then just keep a whip sound effect ready to play on the speakers in back.
Beautiful. All right. First week. Okay, cool. You do that.
Burke brings Kestrel the matchbook. And kind of stands over his shoulder for a little bit while he bangs away at this thing.
Yeah.
And truthfully, when he thinks that it's going to startle him the most, he says, "What you making?"
So Warforged don't really flinch, right? Like they don't have the same nervous system or structure as humans do, or elves, or halflings for that matter. And Burke, as being a Warforged, some may say the Warforged, that the majority of that is an act, that the stoicism is just one that is placed for the benefit of the Warforged at large to appear more in control than most other mortals. More so, I feel like you've made it a game to startle Kestrel as often and as cruelly as possible.
It's completely
Knowing-
possible.
Knowing when he is very much deep within working on a piece of metal or craft, it is the best time when his entire focus is there. And
Sounds accurate.
unlike people who have to breathe and go to the bathroom, you can stand there so long that people forget you're there. So my assumption is you're there for several hours, completely still, until you know he is absolutely laser focused on this task. Right as his very delicate hammer comes down on the reforging of this knife, his arm flinches to the side, and you hear a shatter and then a ting as this knife that he's been working on for the last hour or so splits in half and goes flying out to the side and embedding itself in the wooden structure nearby. Kestrel places down his hammer, looks at you, and makes like an exaggerated shoulders sagging motion, and walks over to grab the shattered kitchen knife. A knife. At least I was almost done, and now I have to completely reforge it again. You know,
41
Burke, there's-
years. You've got 41.
I can do it in much less than that. What do you mean?
Till Rosebark falls.
He turns around.
Burke wiggles his... maybe not, I wouldn't call them sausage fingers because he's completely metal, but he wiggles his thick fingers at his chrome dome and says, "I've calculated."
So, is this an estimate based on your tactical brilliance or something else?
Both. Time travel.
Oh. Did we do it? Are we the reason?
Just me. Some others. Tear forged.
Oh. A thing the Master of War was trying to make. He ends up doing it, huh?
That he does. Based off you.
He stops his work. Me? How?
He examined you. The factory's found. He creates more. They are jerks.
Oh. Are they like us? Do they... Is it such a bad thing to us not being the last?
Only a shadow.
Oh, so he makes a bastard copy.
It's much lesser.
Oh, shit. Alright, General, what are we doing? What are we gonna do about it?
Probably an assassination. In the future. Or soon-ish.
When do these things are... How much time do we have? Can't just stop it by killing one man, especially if you have an entire assembly line to making more. How many did you say they were going to be making? Said the Tier 4s are going to march on Rosebark. That's an army. That's not a few. If you repair the factory.
Tens of thousands.
It's got to be soon then, doesn't it?
A decade. Maybe 2. My brain's shot. My memory's fleeting. But that's my estimate.
Is there something we can do? You spoke more verbosely than this, I recall, last time we were together, and you were, well, you.
Had I?
He
I don't
nods.
remember. I'm sorry.
Burke, he puts down his tools. What do you remember?
Not a lot.
Do you remember the war?
Not a lot.
He tilts his head to the side and looking at you. Well, we found each other at least. I'll stand by you until you recover. Find a way to get you back to who you were. And if you need something from me, General, you know I'll be there. Do you want help with this plan? This removal?
My main goal, as always. 3 words, 3 words, 3 words. Hold on. Find the Warforged. Find us all. Those that survived.
Can't be
You're-
many left. Good. Sorry. Don't mean to interrupt.
You're actually second. I'd found Bassinet.
You what?
I'd found Bassinet.
No, I heard you. Where? Where is she?
She's with Dracul. I
Okay.
remembered something during your repairs.
Well,
She
let's go get her.
she joined Dracul. So we're 3. Maybe you'll join. I don't know.
She didn't even. When was this? I
I
haven't seen her in.
know.
She wouldn't. Been searching for her for so long, and you said you found her. You never told me, and now she's just gone with Dracul. That's Burke. Dick move.
She's safe, probably. We'll find Dracul. Eventually. 100-year cycles. Maybe more.
General, I love you. You know that.
Burke nods.
But Bassinet was my mate. Is my mate. I'm very hurt you didn't tell me you found her. I'm hurt she's not with you now. Is she okay?
I think so. She's with Dracul.
Did she ask about me? Is she looking for me?
I don't remember. I was looking. She trusts me.
We all do. But I miss her. I want to find her.
You're not beholden. You could go. Find more Warforged, travel the world, find her.
I've looked. I've looked for centuries, but never found anyone. I don't even know where Jakul is. Do you?
She finds me. She'll find us.
So until then, we just wait?
We find more. Find more Warforged.
Okay. You found Bassinet. You found me. Do you know who could be left? Do you know where to start looking?
I do not.
Well,
But now, we have allies.
any of them good with divination?
Haven't asked. Or paid
Maybe.
attention.
Maybe you should. To both.
You've got
And you-
words. I've got obligations.
Well, you've given me a lot to think about. And a knife to once again reforge from scratch, so thank you for that.
You've got magic.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it quite right when you use it.
Here's more magic. I think. And Burke will toss him the match book of tools.
What? And he kind of looks at this thing and he kind of shakes it, makes small little sound like the beads inside, and begins opening it up. And he definitely flinches a lot harder than when you scared him as he looks at this thing.
He has used those before.
General, where'd you get these?
Sir Star. They're on
Where did-
loan.
He used them once. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
He
That's
already
right.
knows that Sir Star has those. Like he's used them once, so he should
Ah.
recognize those and know where they came from.
totally does. Sorry about that. You're correct.
Cool.
Thank you for the correction. He looks at them. He goes, right. These will make my job at least a lot faster. And he puts his tools away, hangs them up on hooks near the forge. And as he opens them up, he pulls intricately worked tools that technically are the same tool in that they function the same, but oh my god, they're the intricate scroll metal workings upon the handles, the grips that conform to Kestrel's own hands, the gentle tapering of the hammerhead on each of these small little hammers, even the tongs are inscribed with runes that protect them from heat. No gloves needed. Not that that would be an issue for Kestrel. Takes the tools and grabs the tongs, takes the broken pieces of the knife, places them against each other, clamp down, puts them back in the fire. Begins to reforge the knife.
Before he can get his concentration on that, Burke does interrupt him and say, I have a request.
Yes?
Make
What is
some
it, John?
crossbows. It's for kids.
He, he nods, like, he's like, all right, crossbows. And then he kind of stops and, like, do you want children's crossbows? Or,
No, full size.
well, that's an interesting problem. To be able to, are they really strong kids or just kids?
Just kids.
Well, I'll have to develop a special winch to be able to, yeah, I could do that. That could be interesting.
They'll learn.
Sure. Yeah, and so he starts going over to a workbench and starts being able sketching out a mechanism for allowing someone with a child's strength to be able to pull back a crossbow. So it's a ratchet lever system that looks like it's made for really low strength.
Arm the children.
I mean, he's not
As
going to
Mal
question
has
that
said in
part.
chat.
What's up?
As Mal has said in chat.
Arm the children.
Yep.
Welcome, Mal. Lovely. All right, cool. So, yeah. He's been given the task to do that. He'll have a series of crossbows ready for the end of the week for some kids. He's not even going to question why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you got a master artificer on hand, you use them. Cool. That will be our first week. On the 6th comes around. Elenda and Talon have been working together. And it is going to be time, after a full day of work, they're going to head... actually, no, there's not, because she's going to have to save her spell slots, her 6th level spell slots, to use transportation via plants to take you both into Tyr.
Plus
Tyr proper.
Vesper.
Plus Vesper, that's correct. Vesper spent the last week working with Zeus and working on magic-y things in his rooms. 6 comes around. Talon, you and Elenda will take a trip into Tyr and spend the night at the Delathe Estates before in the next morning grabbing Sir Hartford.
Burke
Lord Hartford.
probably tries to come with, and then is just told no by Vesper. Just like, no assassinations this week.
I think that is 100% what Vesper would do.
Mm-hmm.
I approve. And you guys head out. Peercy, at what point do you want to do any RP with this, or we can story through as much of it as you would like, or as little as you would like?
I mean, quite a lot, but I don't know what can be accomplished, how long we're going to be there. So, really, it's let's meet Lord Hartford.
Okay.
Let's start there. And
Yeah,
I don't want to stop
all right.
anybody else from coming along either. So if they do actually want to
Sure.
come along, like that's
I also don't want to leave Sir Star by himself.
Yeah, I think
Aw.
Sir Star is going to be busy playing. Let's teach all these bright-eyed new recruits how to be badasses.
Yep.
gotcha.
I have a good feeling about he's going to be doing some real good stuff. We'll have you do some more roles about being able to instill abilities in these guys in a minute. Over the
Oh
next
yeah.
week. Oh yeah, we're gonna make you some a nice crew of badasses.
What about Rogers?
We want to know what he's up to.
Does he want to come with to, I don't know, reconnect to the Black Doves?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He definitely would, and thankfully you guys are leaving at night, so he would like to do that.
Thruple vacation.
Uh oh. Sorry, Allie. We are doing your thruple without you. All right. So, the 4 of you actually are going to hop into a tree. Interestingly enough, one thing that Verona's also started doing while Elenda is digging out the foundation, once again, the wall of Rosebark is being extended into the forest, actually, creating, as per Talon's recommendation, they are making sure that the forest training area will be within the city walls. So they'll be moving the walls beyond some of fencing off some of the wooded areas. They'll be used as a training facility. Keep the kiddos safe. All right.
Cool.
The four of you hop in a tree that is now within the city walls. And arrive in Tyr, within the nobles' estates, specifically the shared estates of House Kion, where there is a large oak tree in the middle of the estate. It is the major house that Vesper's house is part of, and Elenda's house. You arrive there, and you are welcomed to stay at the estate for the evening.
Thank you.
Of course. And then, Vesper will probably spend the night as well, so it's catching up with her sister, spending some time chit-chatting well into the late hours of the morning, early hours of the morning, excuse me. And the next day, you are able to go greet Lord Hartford at his manor within Tyr itself. Within the, I believe, the Northern Nobles District is where his estate is. There's two.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yep. Yeah, don't have the fully fleshed out map of Tyr right now to be putting on stream because it's not complete as much as I want it to be yet. So we'll get there. All right, you head into Tyr. It's the early the next morning, and you are announced to Lord Hartford. Presenting Talon Heartland. And you see Lord Hartford is at his desk working on some document or another. You see he's busy writing a scroll, hands it to a page, and then heads off. And he looks up and he kind of waves at you. Come on in, lad. Welcome.
My lord. Thank you.
So,
Yes. So it has been quite a harrowing time since.
before we start on anything, I do require your services on the next Festival of the Moon in Melody, the 19th of Melody. There's going to be a music festival of sorts, and everyone's going to be bringing their bards. I do require your services here on the 19th.
Certainly. Be happy to.
Excellent.
I have many, many stories and songs to tell, specifically of Sebra.
Separate stories are good. Keep them traditional. It's not the kind of, unfortunately, event where they have a lot of new stories. Classics will be best. Just play beautifully. Keep your head down. It's a bit droll, and I apologize. I'm sure we'll have some more entertaining events, but for this one, no, nothing original. I'm afraid.
Fair. Yeah, I'll be there. Thank you.
Yes.
Look forward to doing such things. Have you spoken with Lady Malinda Denman yet?
If not,
She graciously brought us here.
very kind, and I didn't know she possessed such powers. Appears the Delaiths are moving up in the world.
Perhaps. I'm surprised the guy didn't announce her, but I guess that's what I was supposed to do, is tell you that she's arrived and would love to have tea with you, meet with you.
He kind of gives you a look.
I give him a look back.
Am I being courted, Talon?
Perhaps, yes. I don't know. I can't say if that's exactly what she wants, but at least business,
Okay.
if not a court.
Business, of course. I've known the Delays have been very hard workers and always been above reproach, if a little out of favor, out of vogue in recent few generations. But I'd be glad to meet with Lady Delaith. You were supposed to be going to be introducing me to a new building you've commissioned in my name, I believe. Are you here for money, for blessings? How is this? What do you need from me?
Oh, just blessings, really. We were able to provide it with our own found wealth, and he just smiles.
Mhm.
And it will be commissioned in Rosebark. Hartford Hall is actually what we plan to call it. And I would, with your permission as well, like to run sort of a I'm trying to find the right word for it. It's still difficult to explain. Not really a college, but a kind of pedigree of bards there. The best of the best. Come and go, learn from each other, play.
A performance hall of sorts?
Oh, yes, and inn and restaurant, bar. A place
This-
that can write music and create it and put it out for others to learn. Some place for us to stay while we're there. It's being built. I suppose my ask is, can we call it Hartford Hall? Will this cause problems?
Yes, and of course, yes, it will. It's I have so many questions. It sounds incredibly large. Do you have a blueprint to?
I do. Pull
Yeah,
out.
and he's like he kind of excitedly kind of puts some things to the side, and
See, and
you
there's
know,
a theater
he's like,
here, and
this is going to take ages. This looks lovely, and
they're just growing it from the walls. I mean, it will take time, but it won't take ages. Well, we gave them all the rubies and gems they needed.
Okay, so many more questions, Talon. First off, will this cause problems? Yes. Talon, what do you know of the nobility here in Tyr? Specifically, the distribution of lands holding and influence.
I rolled a 20 on our knowledge history for a 26.
Oh, so you're real good.
Yeah.
You rolled a nat 20?
Yeah, I just rolled a 20.
Hell yeah. Okay, you have a pretty good idea of where what's going on and what's what's happening, what's going with this. Here's what you know: the Empire Kingdom, whatever you want to call it, of Tyr, is divided into 7 major houses. Those 7 houses each have a series of minor houses that are used and meant to control holdings, land, people, taxes in those regions. Of the 7 major houses, Rosebark exists at the far edge of the Tyrian Empire, in the lands of Telgamore. Telgamore is one of the major houses. They are very powerful. They have gained their wealth and power through precious stones. The Everrise Mountains to the east, I'm double checking, east of their lands holdings have been very, very profitable, specifically with it's not called dragon glass in my world, it's obsidian. Specifically obsidian. They are the largest exporters of obsidian on Zapir, and that has made them a fabulously wealthy family. Rosebark has been owned by Tyr and by Spire multiple times back and forth throughout the last several hundred years.
Okay.
Hartford, his house is a minor house within the Tyrian house, meaning the current ruling house of Tyr's government, the one that has formed the 7 houses together, united them. They exist closer to the capital.
Okay.
To make claim to putting your name in a building is a bit gauche to do in another major lord, especially one that is much more favor, has much more power and influence there in Telgamoria's lands. And that's nothing to say with this idea that is being claimed for Telgamoria, or sorry, being claimed for Hartford, which is Tyr, right?
Sure.
It is a complicated thing to do to place his name on there, and you know all this because you rolled a badass 20.
Woo.
You also know that it is up to Telgamoria to support their cities, and you also know
they're not.
They're basically a nation, right? A house like Telgamoria is basically a nation among themselves. They have a huge amount of land, and they're incredibly wealthy. There is no universe in which Telgamoria should have a ruby should have not gotten to Rosebark to defend it. Telgamoria is far too wealthy. You also know Mayor Padre is from a minor house of Telgamoria as well. Okay, that's kind of what you know. I can go into more about
No,
the
you're good. You're good. I can
geopolitics
go
of
from
that.
there. We're good.
I
can
feel
go
like
from
that's
there.
what you would know. That
Yeah.
with your 26, you know all that.
That's
So,
the pertinent stuff. Yeah, we can go from there.
exactly. Okay.
So what I do know is that the mayor is of a minor house of Telgamoria. He is interested in a partnership with House Hartford. Anyone that will actually support them, because there is no way they should have ran out of rubies, that this should have been given to them. And from what I can tell, House Hartford, through their intermediary, myself, and House Delaith, just saved the lives of Rosebark when those who it is their purview to defend did not come to their defense. That will probably create waves.
Well, undoubtedly.
But they should be better at what they do.
This will create a whole lot of problems. But if I'm honest, I don't care. I've so beyond playing these small games of jockeying for power, especially with that arrogant bastard whose name I definitely know because I had it prepared. One of Telgamoria's houses. Him! He says the bastard's name. And I did not expect to be talking about him, so let me look it up real fast. But yeah,
Sure.
that guy. Fuck that guy. He sucks.
Got it.
Yeah, we hate him.
I mean,
I wish I could click on it faster. But rather than, I'll look it up when somebody else is doing roleplay, and I'll let you know.
It's all
later.
good.
Rather than, yep, cool. This will surely cause some stirring, but Hartford is an old house. If not as powerful as we once were, it will be inconvenient to cross us directly, or to at least make war for such a minor slight. You will be part of this conflict, and I can likely be attacked by attacking my lesser vassals. Talon, you understand this means that if we do this, you may be part of this game as a piece worth attacking.
I'm probably the piece worth attacking, to be honest with you, my lord. I have recently, to you, I suppose, discovered many things about myself. And I will also be headed to Spire soon to create an alliance with them, as strange as that may sound.
And you think you can accomplish this?
Yes. Considering I know that I am of House Mararin, they'll hate
you
me because of what I am. But I've spoken to my father, and he warned me about himself, and that I know what I'll be getting into. So when I go there, I have a magical letter that I can open, and his attendant will know that I'm there, and they will at least grant me one audience. And if I am at all good with my words and able to convince people, perhaps the elves can be brought into aid against Nocturna before it's too late. And House Hartford would have helped broker that deal.
You see him steeple his hands, stroke his beard, and kind of look off out the window and into the middle distance as you're speaking. You have noble blood, boy.
Mm-hmm.
And are looking to broker. I assuming things move forward as you say, with creating this alliance and moving forward with this war, and actually getting those lazy curds off their asses to do something, I might be able to offer you one more thing to help your word carry some more weight.
Oh?
Talon, I have a daughter who needs wed and an heir as quickly as possible.
Oh.
I do not expect an answer now. It's a lot, but part of nobility is we don't always get to choose who we're with.
That I understand.
If you were part of both House Hartford and House Miraran, one of the legitimate line of the Tyrian throne, your word would carry a lot of weight, boy.
So he holds on to that, the gradient lily. That's
Yep.
like just to like be like, I am not Prince Hartford right now. I'm not Prince Miraran right now.
Yep, trying to figure out who the fuck you are. You might be.
Go, my lord. I think there's more that you need to hear.
Speak.
You probably aren't going to believe any of the things that I'm about to tell you. But I want you to know that they are true. I'm not lying. I'm not completely mad. And my allies have been on this journey with me.
He looks to the attendant in the room, and he waves him away. He motions to the chair sitting across from his desk. Sit, boy. And
Thank you.
he opens up his desk drawer and pulls out a shirt button, a little clay button, like that you would have on your coat.
Mm-hmm.
And he snaps it, and a bubble forms around the two of you. And as you look outside this bubble, you notice that a hummingbird outside, is flapping its wings so slowly it's visible. This will give us about an hour to talk uninterrupted and unobserved. Since this is important. Speak of
Very.
that.
So I'm a part of a revolutionary cell called the Black Doves. And we are here to overthrow parts of the Tyr government because I know this is very dangerous to tell you, but we need allies. And I believe that your heart and head are in the right place, and it will be lucrative for your family and be good for the people of Tyr. We need to end what Nocturna is doing. We have a plan. And that's not all. We know of this plan because we've traveled through time.
He smiles at you and opens up his drawer, pulls out a black feather, is about to place it in his coat, and then when you say travels through time, he stops.
I'll pull out a black feather and put it behind my ear.
Yep.
Okay. This makes a lot of things easier then. Travel through time. A friend of ours got
Run
stuck
that part by me again, please, Talon.
in the Feywild, and we went after him, and then came out many years in a future where darkness covered the lands up to the, I believe, middle, if not higher levels of Spire. The elves acted too late. I have books and information from this time, all of us do, of how to stop Nocturna from doing this. They will create a ritual to darken the land. It is some time, but Tyr, there are members of Tyr doing nothing or actively working with them, which is why these lands are losing civil war, petty disputes between nobles. That all has to end.
He slowly nods along with what you're saying. It does.
So this is why we joined the revolutionaries to begin with. And it's not to cause murder and mayhem. It's to actually unite this country against a foe that is united against not just us, but everything. It's bad if we go down, but there are other areas of the world that will be affected as well, of this continent. It's a terrifying thought, but it's possible to stop.
He nods slowly.
Dossiers given to us from the elves of what had happened in the time that we had been gone and reappeared. We narrowly escaped a saint's grasps and traveled back through the river of time. My mind is broken because of this, and I'm concentrating very hard right now to tell you the most straight thing that I can. I have proof of all this. The only thing I'll pull out is for him, the elven maps with the notes from the future. The elven map with the notes from the future. That's the only thing I'll pull out and set it down.
Right. I'm assuming you don't have it all with you because that seems dangerous.
Probably not. Well, no, it's in my haversack. I don't know. I think I do actually.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Right.
That's no opportunities for me at all. We're good.
Well, if no one knows what's in there.
Yeah, of course. It's the hummingbird. He knows.
Right. Just pull out that map and sit it down. And
he stands up and studies it.
You can peruse it as we talk. We have information on many of the saints. The elves at that time created a spy network that, and I show them the silver elven resistance ring. It's just a ring that I'm wearing, right? And I just kind of hint to the ring.
I think it was an earring, if I remember correctly.
Yes, earring. You're right. It's an
Correct.
earring. It's an earring.
Yep.
So just kind of tingle that. There were many things in place because even they were almost overrun and ran the risk of being so. We narrowly escaped the future, and we have come back to stop it from happening. Nocturna has to be stopped. We have to unite. The poison that is flowing through Tyr must be cleansed. The waters
know?
must... Do I know what? Who?
Which members of the council?
We have
are
ideas. We need proof. But we have ideas.
Okay. Well, this is not the talk we thought we were going to have today.
Sorry, my lord. Vesper de Lathe has also come here. She is going to go back to school. She wishes to become the coin lord of Tyr.
Master of coin.
Yes, that's it. Apologies, and the different timelines that I've... Never mind. That is going to be her attempt in this whole thing, one of her attempts in this whole thing. And as far as your proposed betrothal, we may have made a deal with the Fae as well. And I'm uncertain that I can take your offer and uphold that one. I'm sorry.
He like seems to fumble, for something to say. That's
will-
all right.
Talk with Vesper about it, though. As I understand, I see the wisdom of your words.
Yes. Don't wait too long. She must bear a child in the next 2 years, or not at all. But that is a different problem. Anyways, yes, it appears that we are on the same page in many things. And I feel like now would have been a better time for him to propose the marriage rather than before you knew you're both black doves. So we're just going to pretend that happened, because that makes more sense anyways.
Okay, that's fine.
And she... Well, I would very much like to see this building being grown. I'm interested in aligning myself with this city. I'm assuming that... And he kind of taps the feather in his lapel.
Talon just
will
nods.
Be a great it would be a great place for musicians
Yes,
to swap stories.
precisely my idea. And he'll take the feather out and put it, back.
He'll do the same. Put it back in his desk drawer.
Mm-hmm.
I have much to think on. But I'm afraid we can't leave for another... He looks at his watch, 50 minutes. So
That's
he pulls
okay.
out a bottle, and I would like to hear more of these stories from the place to come in the future. And he'll pour you a glass of something sweet-smelling and very strong.
Talon grabs it, takes a swift, pulls out a little rolled something, puts in his, offers it to the Lord.
Well, if not now, he'll take it. And the two of you will get, a very detailed account of what the fuck you've been up to over the last, or the next 90 years.
100%. And I literally spare no detail for as long as we have.
Sure. Perfect. It's going to be, you'll notice that the barrier that he formed around himself begins to shimmer to an extent. You get an idea of when it's going to end soon.
Sure.
You have an hour.
I would... Sorry, go ahead. I would very much like to give it to him, though, in, a poetic prose.
Oh, give me that perform
And
check.
song.
Maybe do it.
Let me tell you the tales of the rivers of time.
Yep. Give me the performance roll, please.
Cool. That's a 25.
That'll do. That'll do nicely. And you see him enraptured by your tale. And when you finish, she says, "Ah, if only this was one we could share." Beautiful. And I think that will be a great place for us to take a short rest. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, guys, and we'll figure out what else you guys are doing with your downtime. Thank you so much. And before we go, Jackie, we love you, Jackie. Thank you to our patron. We love you, Jackie.
We love you.
Jackie. I really appreciate that every week she sends me a text. She's like, "Why do you thank me personally?" Yes, we are going to do this. We're going to keep doing this. This forever. This is the life you have lived now. We love you, Jackie. And everyone else, we will see you back at the end of a short rest, about 15 minutes. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back. Hope you are rested, recuperated, and have been watered. And we are ready to see what else our lovely adventurers are going to do during their downtime. Talon, finish up that conversation with Lord Hartford. I'm assuming later that day you guys are going to head to Rosebark. Head back there where he can go check things out. Is that the plan?
Yeah, and I think that's the idea, is to go back with Alinda, and then they can kind of spend some time together too.
Yeah.
As we tour, and he
We'll
can
let
meet Padre, all that stuff,
Yeah, we'll let that happen off screen, as it's going to be
Yeah.
with just the two of them, and I really don't feel like role playing by myself.
I'm
Two
totally
people
fine.
aren't really flirting. 'Cause,
Totally get
that
it.
sounds fun, but like no.
I'm totally
all
fine
right.
playing like beautiful backup music for them the whole time.
That's a little awkward. I mean, he's here for, but it's a little awkward.
I don't have
You are
to.
his
I'm
bard.
just saying.
You
Right,
are
I'm his bard. That's the only reason I say that.
Makes sense. All right. Yeah. You know what? Give me another perform check. See if you can get a little Phil Collins up in this bitch.
How is it
Can
23?
you feel the love tonight? Yeah. All right. It's now unobtrusive, soft, but like it definitely makes it feel more intimate as they're walking around the gauntlet, the deadly, deadly gauntlet, as well as the gardens in the estate, and talking around, the now newly enclosed forest that they can walk through, as well as the giant hole in the ground that is Alenda's handiwork, which is not quite done yet. So there's no growing of Hartford Hall yet, but you guys can walk around and see the area. He gets to spend some time checking out the local attractions. Maybe they go on a coffee date, or go to see a show. There's a lot to do here, and they spend a few days kind of chit chatting and discussing alliances. That's what happens for them the next next day or two. Or excuse me, probably the next day, where then she spends much of her day doing more earth moving, while he probably sits down with Padre, and they also kind of discuss what the future looks like with an alliance. So
Perfect.
a lot of political machinations going on, with you guys aren't necessarily there for.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, what is Sir Star doing his second week?
Sir Star's second week is spent again with the Brotherhood, spending the first few hours of the day, maybe the first 5-6+ hours of the day, starting early in the morning with his crew, getting exercise in, and then just doing some basic drills with various weapons to see where everyone wants to sit, whether they're using some kind of bow or other like martial weapon.
Love it.
There's a break in the middle of the day where Sir Star goes off to hang out with Priest David for a while, and then move over to Kestrel to observe him using his Sunforged toolkit.
Right.
And as we move into the evening and the sun goes down, Sir Star again joins the Brotherhood and spends much of the evening and early parts of the early parts of the night sneaking around town and scaling walls.
With them, or on his own?
With them.
Okay,
with
so
them. No, he's
got it.
like training them. All of this is just him training them and passing on his skills to his team.
Love it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm making notes of what class levels they're getting. And this one right here. All right, cool. Give me a. What do I want from you? All right, so first is going to be probably a performance. I know what I'm rolling for education. Yeah, give me a performance roll.
He also spends, of course, every morning inspiring his crew and giving them temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They already feel like what it's like to be a third level character, even though they're 0 levels. It's great. Look at all these extra hit points. It's triple my normal.
I feel so healthy.
So healthy. I can follow this building and I'm fine. What the fuck? This guy's great.
That's a 25 for performance.
Hell yeah. Awesome. All right, and I also would like from you a acrobatics roll, please.
Nice. That is also a 25.
Oh, fucking great. Oh, you're going to make some terrifying individuals. Well done. Okay, that guy is definitely not good with weapons. I'm making some rolls. Oh yeah.
Hopefully he's good with his fingers.
Right. Oh Jesus. So Oak is clearly a paladin. He definitely has. He's very very good with a sword. He's feeling very much spiritually connected to the church. He seems to be that's the path he wants to take. Eucalyptus is interesting. He's not a very strong man. In fact, he strikes you as kind of a Steve Rogers before the super serum kind of guy. Very small in stature, very weak. Definitely has a sense of purpose, especially when in the church. But you put a couple of daggers in his hands, and he's spinning them around quite nimbly. Not what you would have expected. And so while you were certain he would be more of the clergy variety, maybe he's got a little rogue in him. So it's kind of an interesting... Maybe Alaemyr is not the best god for this person. Maybe another god that has maybe some more subtle inclinations may be beneficial. Possible.
Possible.
Going through this. Red, no, so Cedar has no real inklings one way or the other. Red is kind of the same. Going with Ash. Ash is not good with weapons. He's not great with, once again, more of a holy individual, someone you think is going to spend a lot of time indoors praying. Maybe a cleric. And finally, with Pine, yeah, he's decent with weapons, but nothing spectacular. Interesting. All right, making a couple of rolls to kind of get a sense of people's abilities, nimble-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. Okay, and yeah, it's very interesting when people are where they find their abilities too. Yeah, you still are pretty convinced that, for the most part, Eucalyptus is probably going to be someone who may be someone that the professor might be interested in. Oak is definitely could be a paladin of Alaemyr, and Ash seems like to be a cleric. The other three are showing moderate success with the skills that you're teaching them, but nothing has really grabbed onto them as of yet. But they're working hard, and they're eager
Do any
to
of
learn.
them show interest in his lute as he plays in his downtime around them when they're resting?
What a great question. Let's find out. I think I'm going to hate Eucalyptus. Yep, I think I'm going to. He's great at everything. That guy sucks. It's going to be actually Pine, surprisingly. Pine, Eucalyptus, and Oak are all seem to be somewhat attracted to your musical... Nope, just kidding, that's wrong. Eucalyptus, Red, and Pine. So Pine, someone who's maybe not the most nimble or holy, definitely seems to be attracted to musical instruments. As does Red. Bard, question mark? Bard, question mark. Okay. That's what you find. And then Eucalyptus just seems to have a knack for everything. So much so that I think I'm going to up his stats when I next get a chance to play with him. Yep. I'll be giving you all this information at the end, and we'll kind of give them class levels as moving forward. So second week, great. We are getting a sense of their abilities, combat, and you are beginning to never sleeping ever because sleep is for the weak, and you are checking out what is going on with these tools. Beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to do that week? I mean, your week's pretty full. I just want to give you some time to RP something if you wanted to.
At some point, he would say a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at some point, as he's winding down for his evening after everything is finally done, early in the morning, I guess that would
Right.
almost be.
Very likely.
He would send a prayer off to his god. And he would kneel and just quietly start humming the silent note for a while as his thoughts wander. And as they focus on his god, his intentions come forth in moving into Naladovi. And he says, Professor, I will need to return to Naladovi. I can't be drained again if I am to fight. I need more answers. I need to train my subordinates for now, but I am still going to Spire. Maybe you'll have answers for me there.
You get the sense as you're making this quiet prayer that you're not alone. As if somebody's there with you. You don't hear anything, you don't get an acknowledgement, but you sense the presence of someone else.
He looks around.
And you don't see anyone. But someone clearly heard you.
Santa?
Have I been good?
I will continue to be patient. Everything moves me towards my goal.
And it is in the 2 hours of sleep that you're allowing yourself per night.
4 in there. 4 to 5.
4 to 5, you think?
Yeah.
All right, that seems legit. 4 to 5 hours. You find
Somewhere
yourself.
in the day. Maybe he takes a nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah. You find yourself in a cave. You head down a spiral staircase that rotates around a pillar covered in mosaics of glass and other precious stones. Each work of art is unique, many of which you recognize as they are visualizations of many of the stories that Talon has said, or other great bards that you know, or have listened to. Stories of Severus Champion. But there's something that you don't know. Something you've never heard. You see a mosaic of a ship, like a great sailing ship that hovers above a ball of green and blue. But the ship has no sails. And you see in this mosaic great dragons breathing fire upon this ship as it heads towards this marble of green and blue. One of the many things that you see. If you were to run your hand along any of these mosaics, they resonate in a beautiful melodic pattern. The same is true as if you run your hand along the banister that branches around the spiral staircase. Several hundred feet you descend, as before you reach the bottom. And there is a room. You're in a grand cave. Stalactites and stalagmites have all been cleared away, but the stalactites, you still see are before you, above you, maybe 150, 200 feet in the air. If you squint, one of them looks like there's something within it. Bars and some great beast. On the main floor, you see a room with a grand oaken table. And someone in a red cloak with the interior of stars. Hood up, beckon to you to this grand table in this small room inside this cave of wonders. Couldn't resist.
So, no, of course not. So Star moves over quickly, bows, and takes a seat. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
There is much to do, but the path is not as clear as I would like. But at least I know my next destination.
Good. You will find something of me inspire when you get there. But you had a question about Naladovi, about why it harms you.
Yes. When I was there, my beard went white. I could feel my life force draining. I need some type of protection if I am to return.
Alan, I am not the most powerful deity. In fact, when it comes to blessings and gifts, I'm one of the weakest.
You've provided me of immeasurable value.
I didn't say what I give is not valuable. I value secrets above all else, more so than followers, more than power. Because secrets and how we wield them is the way we can change the fates of anyone, of anything. I gather these secrets, and that is my power.
And that is why I have never doubted the strength of your power.
I can offer you answers. I think the question you want to ask is why does Naladovi drain you? And what you are. Why do you kill those that are close to you? How does it work? This is the question I think you want answered.
That is also something I need to know.
They're
Thank
related.
you for your insight, but I hope along that path I find the way to protect myself when I do need to go to Naladovi.
Understanding will allow you to do that. When you were a child, you were what he called a chosen. Were you not?
I was.
Naladovi, the city in its entirety, is a ritual spell. Its purpose is to drain life from everyone that resides there and place it into this chosen vessel. That individual that concentrated semblance of life, this power that is not magic. It's why you don't age.
Did you say it was not magic?
Life is not magic. It's the power of the soul. And souls are not magic. They're something else.
Ghosts.
I hadn't thought that far.
What the vampire Willard was attempting to do is learn how to harness this power that is not magic. Harness the power of souls and use them. To do that, he is creating primed vessels. You are his only success. You continue to consume the souls of everyone living around you, despite no longer being in Naladovi within that circle, within that magic.
I need to know the range. I need to know how fast. How dangerous am I?
It's not insignificant. I don't know exactly, because I do not know all that Willard does. What I do know is that it appears to be much less potent than what Naladovi is. That's probably the reason why you begin to age when you're there. The power that you are exuding is overwhelmed by the circle itself. And you, in turn, feed the next chosen while you are there, as does everyone. What is your range? I would guess no more than 100 feet or more. 100 feet, maybe 2. Hard to be certain. How quickly do you kill those around you? I would assume for each year, you take one. How the body handles losing its soul may be different for each person. It's not the same as aging someone. And souls can be healed, just like the body. If you are near someone who is not living in joy, doing things that will heal and grow the soul, love, music, laughter, they will expire much more quickly. Those that are able to live in such a way that their soul is enlightened and recovering will probably have a less detrimental effect by your presence. Regardless, you are draining faster than any mortal can recover. How long will your friends last by your side? I don't know.
I will need to give them more space.
Perhaps giving them some time to recover what you have taken, and they should be fine. But that was not the question you had. How do you protect yourself from a spell that covers the entirety of Naladovi? And what does protecting yourself mean?
Yes, thank you. That was the question. Oh gosh, you've answered so many questions I hadn't quite thought of yet that I keep losing track. I can't imagine how you keep all of those secrets in line in your head, in your being.
He shows you there is a large crystal, maybe 8 by 8 inches, maybe a half-inch thick, that he holds up, and you can see as you look into this mirrored surface, it begins to ripple, and you see the founding of Naladovi, and you see the circle being drawn underneath the city itself, the city's foundation, and Willard instructing it. I don't keep it all in my head. That would be beyond even me. Writing things down sure helps.
So a light smile comes across their star's face. I see. Thank you. But I must protect myself. I must protect my friends. Can I learn to control this power?
I don't know that. As far as I'm aware, there has not been anyone like you before. This power to consume souls and to use them to fuel your own life. This is a power that is beyond the gifts that I or any other god gives. We deal in magic. This is not of that. Could you learn? Perhaps. I'm sorry. I'm not omnipotent. I gain my knowledge through the offerings of my followers. And there's never been one like you. But if history is any indicator, any power within a mortal vessel has the potential to be shaped. I don't know what a shaping of this kind of power would be. I guess you could call it soul magic, though it is imprecise and incorrect. It's not of Mana. It is not of her. How you can defend yourself in Naladovi. Thankfully, the spell that surrounds that city is magic. It is a spell. So, a protection of some sort, a circle, potentially an amulet, maybe casting Hallow upon the ground may help. You'd want to create a space around you that is not affected by what Naladovi is. That would prevent what you do and what the city does from conflicting. I hope this helps.
You have given me much. Much and more to think about.
I may
And
be
it
able
has
to
been
provide.
helpful.
If it is an area of a blessed ground you need, I think there's something in Spire that will help you. Go there before you head to Maladovi, and I will do what I can.
Thank you, Professor.
He gives you a nod. And he slides you a lute. Picks up one of his own and plays.
And Sir Star picks up that offered lute and plays along.
Okay. You play for what seems like hours and awaken the next morning, fully rested. Lore dump, lore dump, lore dump.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Was it a dream loot or a real loot?
So Star, what instruments do you play?
The lute.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I thought that was intentional.
It was. And your lute has a insignia on the neck, beneath the strings.
Which is of...
Professor's symbol. And I really like that this is what gives you your proficiency in music. His blessing.
I like
If
that as
you-
well.
If you're
That's
cool with
cool.
that. Cool. All right.
No, I love that.
All right.
And
Excellent.
it works beautifully.
Yeah, I think it's a good little time to get some stuff together. All right, that is your second week. If you have anything else, I'm going to go over to Burke.
Nope. Go ahead.
These are super fun. I really love these little sessions. All right, Burke, what we got?
Upgrades.
Upgrades to what? To you?
To me,
You're perfect. You can't be upgraded.
Kestrel is like the one being in the entire fucking world that does actually upgrade Burke. So
Yep.
having him around is super useful, and it seems like we have some resources that we can expend here to try to
Absolutely. What would
get
you like?
Burke some upgrades.
Yeah. What do you think Burke should be? What are you looking for?
Right now, like he can pick up a weapon anywhere. He's very attached to his maul. But in general, like armor is a little bit more tricky.
Right.
And theoretically, he can do it himself. But just
Why?
yeah, why? I've got a perfectly good Kestrel.
Yep. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
So you want to have some like improvements to like him to make you some armor or make some armor into you?
Yeah, or just sit there and fucking upgrade me, whatever. He is my original character, so I should know this.
You should.
He is an artificer,
He is.
so he should be able to like put together things like +1 armor and stuff like that. But also, usually artificers only make stuff for themselves. But who
So
knows? He
here's
might
the thing.
just-
Especially with a Sunforged toolkit.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, you had a whole bunch of meteorites.
Yeah, but they're in the abyss.
That's a good point. That would be a really good thing to utilize to make you better. Because that was all adamantine.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to do this. Because you're going to need some sort of special metal if you want to give yourself some upgrades.
I mean, I
Like-
would settle for full plate at this point. Like, we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Uh,
If you want to just do standard full plate, which is going to be 19 to your armor class. What's your current armor class? 17?
yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he can make you into full plate. It's going to be the same detriments as full plate would give you. You know, effectively giving you full plate. You'd be less nimble, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's fine. Have disadvantage on dex, any dex roll.
Already do.
Oh, good enough then. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with him doing that to try to do his best to reinforce. Ooh, wait a second. I'm thinking. I'm having a thought. It's maybe a good thought. I don't know. Hold on a second.
No, Burke does
No?
not need nipples.
But that would look so good on him.
I do not need to go full Batman on this one.
I mean, maybe you could go just like half Batman.
No, not this character. Every other character, it just happens naturally, but not this one. I'm saving
Happens-
my nipples for this one, or off
Wait.
of this one.
All right. Okay. So. All right, we're just going to do this with Kestrel. We're not going to go Rosewood. Yeah, he can be able to work on you with the toolkits that you have to be able to improve you to basically give you full plate armor. That's fine.
Cool.
That sounds like a good thing to do for the week. Cool.
Good use of week.
All right, cool. Yeah, you're kind of just like in traction for that week. I feel like you're like in a garage where you're with a big winch, so you would hook up an engine to pull it out of a car. That's what I'm picturing it for Kestrel, for Burke and Kestrel.
Oh my god, they just keep his head and torso like over to the side so he can upgrade the rest.
Probably. It's just
Yeah.
fucked up. It's great. It's nightmare fuel. It's fine. That will bring us to week 3. Peercy, anything else you wanted to have done?
Yeah, I actually thought of something crazy.
I like crazy. So does we like crazy.
I'm gonna cast sending to my mother.
Oh fuck! You can just do that, can't you?
I certainly can. It literally just hit me. I was like, wait, I can just do
Wait.
this.
I know she's alive. Hold on a second. Why didn't I try this before? Holy shit!
Yeah, that's literally the thing that passed in my head. It was like, wait a minute.
Fuck, that's right. Oh my god, I don't have a voice for her. Let's fucking do
So,
this.
no,
What are you
it's
gonna say?
okay. I
that's
don't
great.
know yet. I'm still like typing it out to come up with it. But like,
Oh.
I'm gonna let you know
Alright.
that's a thing I'm gonna do, and then depending on what she says, I might try to scry on her.
Yeah, I like this. This is very good.
So like, yeah, I'm thinking about those types of things. Like, I've got a week, and unless like, Hartford is like, I need you here to do this thing, or someone's like, hey, I need you to do this thing. I've kind of done the things Talon needed to do immediately, because
Yeah,
we're not
perfect.
going to Spire until everyone's ready to go to Spire.
Right.
And Lord Hartford and Lady Delaith need time to get to know each other and talk about those types of things. I would like to be in on some of those conversations, considering like I know a bunch of stuff also
Sure.
and can help plan. But I don't know that we need to role play through all that. I can just say that's some of the stuff that I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Sure. I'll give you kind of a semblance of what they talk about. That's not
Yeah.
them flirting. We'll
Yeah.
go also, I'm going to suggest
Padre.
that Talon also spend some time practicing a bunch of songs he doesn't normally play
Yes.
for the music festival next month.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things he's doing too. And then just like hanging out with Verona and the Heartkeeper kids and like just
Cool.
helping that. But like in the meantime of doing the normal people stuff of the things we have to get done and talking about plans and working up allies and just drumming up support, which is really what
Right.
he's doing. This is a thing that I think I'm going to try to do.
I love it.
So it's cool if you want to come back to me, because I'm going to try
I'm
to
going
type
to.
something up. But to give you an idea of what
Perfect.
he's doing the next week, that's it. But this is the main thing I'd like to role play. Just give me a moment.
Perfect.
I'll send you
I
the.
will
I'll
s-
send. Or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I will say this. Upon week 3, Lord Hartford and Elenda are both gone. They leave during week 3. She's finished up her excavating, and she takes Lord Hartford back to Tyr, and they head back. So on week 3, you are going to just have time
Okay.
because they will not be around. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And unless
So it was.
they
or is that week
contact
4?
us or come back,
One,
I'm going to
two, yeah.
assume that things are moving forward as they need
Yep.
to.
Yep. That works well for me. Nathaniel, can we hop right back over to you?
Sure.
For week 3.
Week 3, and like the things in the prior weeks and the things that we're working on and talking about continue through all of the
Certainly.
following weeks. Of course.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a bunch of community service this week. We're
Love it.
moving around. We're going to definitely spend time in like the hospital in town if there's, whatever their version of that is.
Right.
I don't know what you would call that, but we spend time there just helping out, learning about
Physiker?
like, healing and using med kits.
Yeah.
And we also spend a bunch of time sparring as well. We'll spend time in the local tavern, just kind of listening to music. And I'm like, he would be playing music and possibly inviting some of his people up to embarrass themselves after they've had a few drinks.
I love it. That's
Yep,
really cute.
Yep.
Okay. Once again, Ash is very, very comfortable with healing. So much so that he's actually able to channel a little bit of divine healing at one of the physicers. So, did a heal thing. That was the one that was definitely the most talented. Also, I swear to God, we might just have to turn Euclipus into a PC because he excels at fucking everything.
Some people are
I'm
just
just-
good at lots of stuff.
Every single roll, he's been on the dice 15 or higher, every single time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Eucalyptus.
Yeah. So Eucalyptus,
Strong
is
but twisty as fuck.
yeah. He's gonna be a very, very dangerous motherfucker. He might have to be a cohort at some point. We'll see where he takes you. Perfect. Okay, so you're doing going to healing, community service, hospital, and socializing, right?
Yeah, it would be most of that week.
Oh, he's bad at something. He can't talk good. Oh, finally. All right.
It's got to be something.
It's got to be something. Not a face. Okay, cool. That's the one thing he can't do, which is great. Yeah, so you're getting more and more clear ideas with your boys. It's starting to seem that a couple of them are pretty competent in a number of different disciplines. The one interesting issue, Cedar, not really clicking with anything. He's getting frustrated. None of the things that you've shown him has he picked up. Everyone else has at least one thing. Him? No.
Yeah, that would be a conversation.
Yeah. You want to have it?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Also, have not gendered all of them yet because we just have a bunch of plant names. Do you have a sense of Cedar as a male or female or neither or both?
Cedar is non-binary.
Okay. They, them it is. All right, let me hop that on there. They, them. Cedar's they, them. Okay. Well, they are definitely just having trouble. They seem willing, but are unable to pick up the church. This speaking prayer doesn't seem to come easy. Weapons, they fumble. Musical instruments, they can't find a sweet note. They're all sour. Healing doesn't see nothing. And they are just... You find them after, 3 weeks of working with these people. It's the 20th of Ingot, Io Day, and it's kind of a chilly, drizzly, gloomy day. It's mostly cloudy. It's starting to have just like barely raining to it's annoying, not fun, doesn't sound good, just sucks, right? It's maybe 40 degrees. It's getting cold. You find them kind of bundled up in their cloak, kind of sitting on a stump, and just staring at their hands.
What do you see in those?
I just can't do anything.
I wouldn't say that. We just haven't found the thing that you're best at. Not everyone can be a eucalyptus.
Okay, honestly, it's kind of bullshit. But also, that's a phrase we're going to start using in this fucking world, and it's great. Not everyone can be eucalyptus. A jack of all trees. Perfect. Oh, it's amazing. It's just... like... I'm... trying. I really am. Sir Star,
I don't
like,
doubt that. I see you.
What?
I see you in your desire, and I see you in your efforts.
What good do I do if I can't do good? Help? Words are hard.
Your ability to help others has not been impeded. There are many ways to help others. What did you enjoy doing before Rosebark was attacked?
I like to whittle. I can... He pulls out like a... from behind his back, he has a little small knife and a... He made like a duck. It's not good. In fact, it's not good. You can kind of tell it's a duck. You can definitely see wings, and it's got kind of the right shape. Got these little feet. One of them is like broken off. Got kind of looks like it's been hit with a golf club. It does not look good. It's got kind of a gnarled face. They kind of hold it up, and it's... I always feel like if I take enough away, something pretty will show up.
You have quite the unique view, don't you? He holds up the duck.
I mean, it's not... doesn't look great, but I enjoy the process. I enjoy watching something come out of the wood.
They're our ugly duckling. Oh wait, what's their charisma score?
Not terrible. No, wait, hold on. They are... Oh, they are. Oh, no. It's... it's 8. They are the ugly duckling. I was looking at Eucalyptus.
Hands the ugly duckling back to Eucalyptus.
Wait, nope, it's Cedar.
What?
Eucalyptus,
Cedar.
Eucalyptus is
What?
the good one.
Yes, thank you, Cedar. He hands it back down to them and says, even in this, there is still much beauty to be found. If for no other reason than the peace it brought you and the effort you put into it. But you don't need to keep taking things away to make it beautiful.
Well, just... I believe in what you're trying to doing, Sir Star. Like,
Do you want to leave Rosebark?
I don't know. I've been here my whole life. My parents worked the fields. I thought I was going to, and then I saw you and your friends do something impossible and protect us from monsters. Horrible things, and I didn't know that's something I could do, and I wanted to try to be something greater than my parents. That's mean.
That is how heroes are born.
I'm not good at anything. I can't wield a sword. I have no gift for words or magic or weapons or whittling. I'm just... I'm just fine. How do you be a hero if you're just fine?
By doing the hard thing. Even though it scares you and even though you think you might not be able to complete it. And by living with truth and valor in your heart, willing to protect those weaker than you.
I'm willing. I'm scared I'm not going to be any good.
We'll find something for you. Maybe my friends will have an idea.
Think?
I think so. They're quite a capable group. How much about farming do you know?
Oh. I mean, I kind of did it most of my life. What do you want to know?
I just wonder what your view of farming is and how you could use that to improve farms elsewhere.
Well, I know that my ma, pa were real adamant about making sure that we don't farm the same piece of land twice in a row. Sure that the earth is food for the for plants, and if you don't put more food back in the earth, then you ain't gonna grow none. So you only grow. You don't want to remove all the good food from the ground so that the plants can do it. And he says this in a way that's probably more eloquent than this, but DM doesn't know shit about things that grow.
That is fine and fair.
I kind of like that he's not eloquent about this either.
Also
I mean, that's like, he's not
Sorry,
super
thanks.
eloquent. No. Like, that's kind of how I pictured him as he just fumbled his talking bits. Yeah, I like that. So let me rephrase that. He's more knowledgeable, if not more eloquent.
There we go.
But I like that. Yeah. He just talks bad about stuff.
And do you know how to cook?
I mean, you make things hot, and then they taste better, right?
Well,
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give him a roll.
Start.
I'm gonna give him a roll to see how good of he is as a cook. Oh, I don't want to reroll all those. Ooh, he is actually a decent chef.
Oh, nice.
We find something, yeah. And you know, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of heat, and he kind of hands you the equivalent of the banana leaf in this part of the world, because it's definitely not the tropics, but like a large flat leaf that he is used as kind of a pocket to hold a bit of cornbread that he has made. I made this yesterday, and he offers you a bit.
Sir Stark would take a respectable piece of
Sure.
that.
Yeah, and it's quite good actually, and most impressively, it's moist, which cornbread is so often dry. It's so sad. but it has a.
Cedar.
What's up?
Oh, sorry, I was just kind of cutting in. Go ahead and finish.
No, you're good.
Oh.
I'm.
You see, Cedar, this is delicious. And still moist. You seem to know your way around food. Something we all need.
Yeah, but like, how do I save people with like good cornbread?
For now, by supporting the friends that you're making, your brothers. By doing your best to keep them well nourished, while continuing to develop your own skills. You will continue to grow. Especially if your desire stays as it is now.
Give me a persuasion roll, please,
Okay.
with advantage. The RP definitely makes it deserve.
Advantage is nice. I'll take the nat 20 for a total of 28.
Oh! Total of what?
A total of 28.
Hell, fucking yes. That's excellent. Yeah, advantage is real good. You see him kind of stare off, out beyond the wall towards where the fields are, and kind of take a small bite of the cornbread and put the rest of it away. Yeah, I think I can do that. But hope to be able to do something great like you guys did with the, attack thing. But yeah, I'll keep working. And make some good food.
Also, wouldn't be a failed effort if you never had to see a battle like that one again. But I think we both know the world isn't that way.
I want to help. If it means making, good food for people, I can do that. But there's a lot of bad things in places that aren't here, and I want to make them less bad. Yeah. So when you find, like, a way for me to make them less bad that you think I can do good, tell me, and I'll do good. Okay?
I'll keep an eye on you.
Thank you, Sir Star.
You're welcome, Cedar. Now let's get back to the group.
Okay. I'm gonna make a quick note. They don't talk good, and I love them. Okay, great. That's my note for them. All right. And I think, Peercy, you got something for me.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Okay.
I know what I'm going to say,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to sing it to her
Okay.
in the tune of a song that she would sing to me as a child. And we'll
Which-
see where it goes from there.
Okay.
So, here goes. I cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
I wiggle my fingers around a short piece of fine copper wire. And then I sing, I love you. I have met Father. I have a particular set of skills to find you. Should I? Where are you in Nocturna?
Very cool. Now would have been a good time for me to have already prepared the response versus just saying it's your turn. Oh, I love that though. That's so sweet. She will return in kind.
years. So
Right. Yeah, I think she will. Probably. You'll get the sending of the tune in kind.
Mm-hmm.
Helen, my most clever boy. Hearing your voice brings me much joy. This place, the farm, is where I reside. For now I hide and help others.
Right.
I'm working on it. If you can take me away, please do. Love you, Mom.
I need to go find Zeus.
Sure. Zeus is... where are we? What day is it? What time is it? No idea. Yeah. Zeus is making himself useful at Heartland Estates. No, try again. Not what I wanted to do. Heartland's wrong. At Rosewood Place. Didn't have my map
Okay.
up. And and he is serving. You know, he's acting as a soup man, serving soups to people who are need to do the thing.
Nice.
It's not something that I particularly want to roleplay through, but Burke has probably been there for the morning picking Zeus's brain about how to get stuff back from the abyssal plane. Or not
Astral plane?
abyssal, astral plane.
Well, very different conversation. Say it right the first time. We don't have to have this conversation twice. Yeah. I'll give you that in a second. I'll give you. We don't have to do the whole role play, but I'll give you the information if you want to skip through the RP. Go ahead, Peercy.
Yeah, I'm just like literally like bouncing like a crazy person. Zeus!
Talon, for goodness sakes, I'm right here. What?
It's important. It's really important.
Okay. 1 sec. And he just like finishes ladling the soup. And Burke, soup in the bowls as they need it. You can do it. And he kind of like grabs Zeus. He grabs Burke by his big arm and places a ladle in his hand. I'll be back. And leaves Burke to ladle out soup.
Burke ladles the soup and hands it to Talon.
Yeah, thanks. I'll just take it.
Sure.
It's like room.
Yeah. Yes. Of course. You know, and
Thanks.
be back in 5. And he, heads
Maybe.
upstairs.
Maybe. I say.
Maybe 5. Maybe not. Burke, you got this. Oh, okay. And he, and I feel like I feel like you have him by the arm and you're kind of running upstairs.
Yes.
Like, I'm picturing this very
Like, come on,
childlike
buddy.
moment of just like, come on. Yeah, okay. All right. Yes. And heads upstairs with you.
Kabam, door. Okay.
Yep.
I talked with her today.
What?
You're right. She's still alive. How long did you say she had?
Oh, your mother.
She's at the farm.
Yes, she is, and I believe she died. Will die. Time, 98, 91. Less than 4 years from now.
Okay. So we got to do this within 4 years. Do they have any way to know when people are scrying there that you know of?
Yes, I believe part of the spell of Nocturna made it so scrying was not possible, except within very specific rooms or areas where you could commune. There is like a hall of sorts that has some of the saints can speak to other saints if they weren't there, and that is one of the ways that they would communicate. But the city at large, as well, especially the farm, is protected from such divinations. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But not from sending.
It should be. Is it not? Wait, did
Ah.
you send it to your mother?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't say anything terribly important. Just tried it. And it worked.
That is incredible. That means we could. Oh, Talon, this is wonderful news. She will be the member of the resistance within the city itself.
Yeah.
Most information that was able to escape from Nocturna, she provided.
That makes sense based on what we found. That little. Okay. So,
I mean, she. Give me a insight roll.
sure.
I mean, she will be caught.
12. So not great, but not
not great.
terrible.
No, he looks really uncomfortable talking about her death. You can't really get a beat on why.
You're there now, or you're not there yet?
Oh, I'm there.
Okay. Are you part of the resistance? Or is this before you found Van Asmer?
Talon, I have to tell you something, and promise you won't get mad.
Okay.
Please?
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Okay, good. Yes. Not this one.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So, your mother, I was dissatisfied with, the way that, my life was going. When I was working at the farm, I was, a priest of Kior before that had falling out with my god, and before I found Van Asmer and a better way. And your mother recruited me to help with the resistance. I believe it was a little while ago now. But I wasn't actually part of the resistance. I'm the one who turned her in. She died because of me. Will die.
Okay. So then you know precisely how to get her out.
I know where she is. I don't know how to get out of Nocturna. I couldn't leave.
How did you get out?
To the war. When the vampires won, they didn't feel a need to keep us locked up anymore. The vampires left, and I was a healer, and I was allowed to go with one of them who wanted to keep a fresh food supply on hand, and they snuck away. I don't know how to get your mother out. I can't be certain with months or days, but I don't know if I don't know what I've told them yet about your mother. If I haven't yet, I will.
What happens if my mother turns you in as the resistance person or whatever instead to you now.
Oh.
How does that change things?
I
Or does it? Are you still you, and that happens to a different version of you? Because trust
So
me, there
I-
are thousands of versions of us all out there.
I presume that just the fact that we are able to have this conversation means that there are different versions of me.
Okay.
Presumably, you are going to head into Nocturna at some point and change my life forever.
Hopefully.
Much different than the path that I walked. And unless
Oh yeah.
unless you don't make it, I should not be the same person. If you never come to Nocturna for one reason or another, and my life goes in the same path, maybe this is the same me. I don't know. But
I'm spitballing.
time
I'm
is
not
very
saying
difficult.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't. Helen, are we okay? This has been killing me for a long time, and I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to kill your mother. When I saw her killed, I couldn't anymore. That's what led me to Van Esmith.
Well, something good came out of it. At least in that timeline.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let it happen in this one.
Please don't. I have many regrets. But that's a big one.
Well, we've seen Nocturna from the sky.
Yes.
Not that that's a big help, but it's a help. And you at least know the way around the farm.
I do. I worked there for decades, tending to the people. Yes.
Rogers also got out.
Rogers is a citizen
Right,
of Nocturna.
right. But he wasn't always.
Vampires. No. That poor boy. I think turning him may have been crueler than killing him.
It's not an immediate thing. I needed to know what you knew to know that whether scrying would work or not, if it'd be even a good idea. And I don't want to say much more to her in case they can get to her. If that makes sense. I think I'm playing this game correctly now.
Oh, Van Esmyr, I hope so. I wish I could be more help, but I do not know how you get in and out of Nocturna as a mortal. I came in from the Underdark. The Drow have a embassy of sorts below the city, and that is how I entered. And I was not allowed to leave until the war was over. From when I talked to Karen, when I talked to your mother, she would pin notes of sorts on the bards who came in and out when they were able to get to the farm, or so she could get a note to someone, and that's how she smuggled information out.
That
As far
makes
as I'm
sense.
aware, bards are the only individuals that go in and out, but it was made very clear the bards can't know anything. She had to sneak these documents onto them without their knowledge, because if they knew, then the guards would know. I don't know exactly how it works, but telepathy was used as a primary defense against anybody entering the city.
Oh.
Occasionally. Occasionally, an example would be made. It was never pretty.
I almost thought about trying to ask you how I can go about the coalescing of myself again into a coherent being. But maybe that's a benefit here. I could give them my mind.
As scattered as yours is, that may actually be a benefit. That's a lot of memory to sort through. If you can focus on a version of events that has nothing to do with your plans,
Many.
where you're just a bard, it's perhaps, I mean, you'd have to be sane and very focused on your insanity. And so that's a sentence I never thought I would say. That is the oddest thing I've said ever. Maybe, perhaps.
What do they think about Faye? You may not know. It's okay. Just, you know, I'm going to ask Roger similar things when he's awake.
I mean, the Fae are fundamental parts of the world. I think I can't recall seeing very specifically an emissary of Fae working with in Nocturna, but I can't imagine they'd be so foolish as to offend the queens. As powerful as they are. Did I give you an idea?
That's right. That's right. I need to stew on something for a little while, talk with everyone else, but I have an idea of how to do this. Not tomorrow, not soon. We have 4 years. There's other stuff we need to do, and I don't want to hasten it. I don't want to hasten her. What might happen to her?
Okay. Talon,
Yeah?
could I have a hug, please?
Yeah, of course. Totally just hug Zeus.
And he breaks down and begins crying. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
It's not you now. It's. You're here now trying to repair what should not be. I think you're
I
probably
killed
the
her.
best version of you that there's ever been.
Kind to say. Thank you.
You want some soup?
Yes, I think I would.
I don't know
As
if
you
it's...
guys open the door, Burke is standing there.
Oh,
Hey, buddy.
Food is stupid.
oh. Well, I guess my work is truly never done. Okay. I will take that. And he kind of grabs the ladle from Burke.
Oh, no ladle to be found.
Burke, where's the ladle?
You should really eat this.
Okay. Talon, would you mind? I'm going to take a minute.
Not at all.
Thank you. And I'm sorry.
I understand. But stop being sorry and start doing something. I should say, I'm sorry. I don't say that. I say stop being sorry and keep doing what you've been doing. That's what I say to Zeus.
I will.
Soup.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Zeus. You have helped me more than you can ever imagine.
He gives you a sad smile through, glistening eyes. That means a lot, Talon. Thank you.
And head off to go do soup.
Okay. And he's just kind of staring. As you leave him, he's just kind of staring into his bowl. And soup time.
Oh, I thought he was going to eat soup and Burke was going to talk with...
Oh, right.
And I was
Burke had
going to
some
go do the
questions.
soup while they spoke. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's good. Burke, do you want to go talk to him? Now is the perfect time for you to interrupt his quiet contemplation of him needing some time alone, that Burke just demands questions. That sounds right.
Sure. Yep. Perfect. Talon, when you get downstairs, the ladle is embedded into the ceiling, and most everybody is cleared out.
How did... Was that a full
It's wood.
sentence?
That's incredible. That's so incredible. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good.
The abyssal plane. No, wait. Yes?
Astral.
Astral.
You want information on the astral plane, Burke? More specifically, the plane between planes.
Sure.
Yes. What do you want to know?
I lost stuff.
Okay. Like the ladle that I gave you not 5 minutes ago?
3 words, 3 words, 3 words. The ladle's fine. It's there. Astral plane, not so much.
You've lost things in the astral plane. Is that what you're telling me?
Warforged hearts, to be exact.
That's a very complicated problem, Burke. Are you... You don't... You're trying to recover these things?
Yep.
Oh. Oh my. I don't know how. I mean, I know how to get to the astral plane, but that's not a place you want to hang around in.
Find out, please. And he will give Zeus a soupy hug.
Are you covered in soup too?
Yeah, definitely. I showed
Oh.
up covered in soup,
Oh, perfect.
as if I had been plunging my hands into the vat for some reason.
Looking for meaning and purpose.
Yes.
Okay. Could you write a list of what you've lost?
Will do.
Get something out of the astral plane. And you seem kind of... you definitely gave him the academic kick that he needed to stop being depressed and thinking about his past. And you see him going through his little library and start leafing through books.
I will go ahead and write down the serial numbers and how many hearts Burke had managed to lose in his astral plane faux pas.
Mm-hmm.
And he will write down the name of the body that he had in his possession, as well as right, like bassinet bits on his notes.
Sure. Just send me a doc of the things that you're looking for, because like you had
Sure.
so much shit in there.
A
If
bunk
there's
bed.
like specific things, yeah, destructed bunk bed, a bunch of like banners of fallen generals and armies from tens of thousands of years ago, a bunch of children corpses, the usual. A bunch of rats.
I've got to find my old character sheet now. Cool.
All good. So just like things that you're looking for, like these are the must things that Burke must recover, right? I'm assuming you're not trying to get everything. Maybe you are. I don't know.
No, I mean, like, I doubt that it's all in one clump.
No.
Burke is figuring that it would take magic, and per item, it probably has a cost. So he's got Warforged Hearts up at the top, and then, like, bodies and things that are actually relevant to us surviving the upcoming war or whatever.
Great. Okay, beautiful. I like this. Okay, yeah. Zeus begins to start doing some research on how to recover things from the astral plane that you've lost. I'm assuming there's a short conversation of how that happened.
Burke is a little embarrassed about it, so he's very vague.
Burke, it matters. It matters how you lost it, so I can figure out how to find it. Like, I won't. You can tell me. It's fine.
Torn haversack.
Oh. Oh no. But, anything in there would be lost, certainly. Okay. No problem. We'll see what we can do, short of a wish or a miracle. I will do my best in research. And that's that. I would like, if possible, to rapid fire the last week of what y'all want to be doing. If anything specifically, we don't have to go into deep RP because we are getting close to wrap tonight. But there is one more week of downtime that I would like to go over of what y'all want to be doing before we pick back up next time in the month of Melody. Nathaniel, haven't heard from you in a minute. Are you with us?
I am with you.
Excellent.
Let's see here. That week would be spent doing some like tracking work and like general map history type knowledge, learning about the areas surrounding Rosebark and where they might be navigating to like
Cool.
next once they leave.
Okay.
And on top of that would also be pulling in at that point like his friends, especially Burke, to start training the trainees and likely get some sparring sessions going.
Awesome. All right, finally we find something else that Eucalyptus isn't good at. He's not good at tracking.
We'll give him his two things.
You give him his what? His two things? Yeah.
Yep.
Not a face. Not a ranger. All right, who's actually really good at it is going to be Ash. Good at tracking. Cool. And is Ash and Red. Cool. All right. All right. So you're having them do tracking things and anything else? Sorry, I was making notes to myself.
General mapping and history of the surrounding areas of Rosebark and like where they would be navigating to after they leave Rosebark.
Okay. Are you going to be
And-
doing some scouting of
Right.
the forest? Like, are you leaving the city to do some scouting, or are you doing like checking maps within the city walls?
Sir Star like wouldn't go out of the city walls alone.
Okay. Perfect.
He,
All right.
he would need one or two of his allies there if he could recruit them to do some scouting with this group.
Allies meaning
Definitely,
that PCs
you
or
got it.
NPCs. Okay. Great.
Invisible brothers go.
Yep. That sounds like a great
Yes.
use of time. Okay. Why don't you give me a survival roll with advantage?
Damage is nice. 23.
You get you take one of the local maps with you, do some scouting, and are able to make a lot of improvements about current geographic features, where rivers may have diverted slightly, current tree lines, a couple of things. You find a bunch of locations of interest, right? Whether there's small caves, large hills, rivers, paths, some interesting like goat paths along certain areas. You find a bunch of random crap, but it has that much better
Not moving
sense of the
far with this group.
No, no. I'm assuming you go with about maybe a mile or two from the city and just try to scout around to get a good sense of what this area around the city looks like.
Showing his subordinates that area.
Certainly. Okay, great.
Bluntly.
Yeah. And Ash definitely does the best, but we're all good. Great. And that is what happens. Talon, you're going with him for much of the week?
Some of the week, yeah.
Okay.
And it gives
The
us
rest
time
of
to
the week
like
they get perk.
Say again?
talk.
The rest of the week they get perk.
Nice. That'd be a
I
good
think-
time as well.
Kind of gives us time to talk about like the stuff we've all been doing, inform them on Hartford and Delaith and the things that I actually specifically. It's very important that we talk about, at least, I mean, with Burke too, but if we're out doing this with Sir Star about Hartford's a Black Dove member
Yeah, it's
and
a good
that
thing to
type
know.
of stuff. And kind of fill everyone in on those types of things. That's kind of, I think, what I'm doing this week. And then
Great.
ideas about, Nocturna isn't going to mess with the Fae, so maybe we can make some deal with the Fae to get blah, 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 blah. Kind of scheme, but not come up with any, in concrete, just talk about schemes and figuring out how we can really do this.
Which power does Nocturna respect enough to make a deal?
Right.
And the queens are a good fucking option.
Yeah. So Star would be updating his friends throughout the week as well as they come back together.
Great.
Burke would say almost nothing.
As per usual.
Yeah.
He would, if given the chance, take to training the
Children?
starlets,
Oh, cute.
Oh,
The brethren.
please do.
Love it.
teaching them that there's strength in anger and
Oh.
injustice
Oh.
can be channeled for real good moments of rage.
Okay.
Oh, and if there's one of the Brotherhood that's bard-like, I'll totally help that dude out.
Oh yeah. No.
So-
definitely would have been putting Ash and Red in front of Talon.
Yeah.
As we start.
So Cedar seems to have a good conversation with Burke
Nice.
about anger. And finds some strength within that anger.
Everything sucks. Do
Yeah.
push-ups.
Amazing. I mean, no, he's which actually fits his stats really well. Main strength and con, low int, low charisma. Yeah, barbarian, 100%. That works really well actually. And interestingly enough, let's see here. Eucalyptus is fine. Who also is red, actually, weirdly, also seems to resonate well with anger. So each of these characters, I'm going to give some opportunities of what they could be, Nathaniel, and then we can sit down and say, like, what do you want them to be?
I like that.
And then we can kind of, like, start standing them out. I would like to make Eucalyptus your number 2.
Yeah.
As someone who would be like a cohort. We can work through that off session. Maybe when I come visit next week, we can do that in person, and
that.
we really should. And we can get you like a proper leveled cohort that can go do things for you, and that can probably speak for the rest of the group as
Right.
the team leader.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think that would be really cool.
I agree.
Barbarian. Yeah, barbarian. Cool. And then, interestingly enough, a lot of them are kind of like good with anger. But yeah, we'll be good there. All right, great. I have a list of what I think they could be class-wise, and we'll move forward with that.
Oh, the other thing
Yes.
I definitely want to inform them on is somewhat of the stuff about my mother.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a great thing for RP. Though I might selfishly say, if you don't mind, I would love to have that when we have the full party back together next time.
Yeah, that sounds
And we
great.
can bring that up then.
I'll do it
We can
then.
just do it then.
I'll do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it then.
Perfect. When Vesper comes back for her summer break,
Right.
her winter break, she's got a week off. She's been in school. It's been terrible. It's so funny to me that Vesper's going back to school right now, and I love it. I love it so much. All right, well, I think this is going to be a good place for us to wrap up. and we will come back together on the first day of Melody, which is, which will bring us closer to winter. Days are getting colder, and there is a moon festival / music festival that will happen in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That your talent, that your presence has been requested
Totally going.
for. And you know what? I think we should all go. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We should all go to the music festival. It's gonna be a great time.
It's in tier, right?
I'm sure. Everything will be fine.
Music
No
festival in
intrigue.
tier.
In tier, yes.
Yeah, give us a chance to check up on the old hidey hole.
It does. I mean, there's gonna be a festival everywhere. Like it's a melody.
Alaemyr.
Right?
Uh-oh. I'm me Alaemyr. No. All right, beautiful. Well, I think that will be a great place to bring our chapter to a close tonight, guys.
Woo!
And in case you did not get the memo, everybody levels.
All right.
Oh, fucking finally.
Oh my god. It's about time.
I mean, it is. I've been pretty stingy with the leveling, and I'm sorry. I'm just trying to not get you guys to 20 too early before the story concludes. Trying to pace it out well. We'll see. We'll get there.
Excuses.
That's my
Great,
excuse, and I'm
great,
living to it.
Great.
Okay.
There's no problem with you giving us another level right now.
Totally
Is
agree.
there? Is that true? is that how
right?
this works?
See?
No.
There's
Totally
two of us right
perfect.
there. We'll take 2 levels
Well,
here.
thank you, mortals and monsters, for venturing into us with the world of Alaemyr. We stream semi-bi-weekly here on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and where you share their updates, sneak peeks, and surprises. If you guys if you want to get in a more personal way and bug me for levels, you can hop on our Discord, like my players here. There will be also a live pool on Patreon right now about who you think deserves a Destiny point for being awesome, making you feel something, or sometime that you thought was a powerful moment that you're like, this is dope and I like it. That poll will be up in the next 5 minutes. I posted up at 10:30. So, and speaking of all of our lovely socials, we also have a Patreon, and that's where the poll's going to be, and that's where you can give us money. So if you like what we're doing and want us to do more, give us money. It will be great. We will spend it on cool things like art and cool stuff, and you'll get to see it. It'll be great. Anyways, our next episode will be on July the 24th, and we hope to see you guys then. But until then, please keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide. See you next time, mortals and monsters.
Bye.
Goodbye.